She's a dancer. She's a dancer.
No, wait until I get ready to start.
She's a dancer. She's a dancer. She's a dancer. Got me watching you. She's a dancer. Stuck on how she moves. She's a dancer. Got me hypnotized. She's a dancer. Gonna spend my money on my money tonight. Hey shorty, how you doing? See you every Friday. Watching you move. Damn, you so sexy. No, it ain't real. It's all pure fantasy. Yes, I know the deal. It's all about the money. But I can't stop thinking about what we can do out of this club. Out of this club. Where it's just me and you. So say you're ready. Girl, give me that chance. Once I dive in, you'll be left in a trance. Got me watching you. She's a dancer. Stuck on how she moves.
Truth Talk Radio. I would like to welcome everybody to my show. Um, I had to come in here today and wipe down all the mics and wipe everything because of the virus. We still made it. We still here. We're not gonna let that stop us. Okay. So today is my first show, and I'm introducing myself. This is Truth Talk Radio. Yes. Yes. So I want everybody to first know that I prayed for this platform. I want this platform so that I can show everybody that overcoming is possible, that anything that you want is possible, no matter what you've been through. We're not going to let it stop us. And every week I'm going to showcase a guest that's been through something and that has made it from the bottom, and now they're here. And I just want everybody to know that it's possible. No matter what you've been through, you can overcome. So I have several special guests today. I already have one that's in the studio, and he's perfect for showcasing that overcoming is possible. And he's been through a lot, and there's some things that I want him to share with my audience. Just so excited. I'm a little nervous. A little nervous. Because this is my first show, but I'm really excited. I'm really excited to have this platform, and I'm really excited to be able to share my story with people, and I'm really excited to share others' stories with. So when we get back on break, I will be introducing my first guest.
For the moment I walked in, it was wrong, so wrong. Yeah. And I looked around for a couple seconds and everything, it was gone, it was gone, it was gone. So many things about you was perfect for me. Can't believe all my love has gone away. Yeah. And I'm down in the dumps. Yeah. I'm about to fill this cup. Bartender.
Everybody, it's Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach. So before we go to our guest today, I am going to tell you a little bit about myself. I moved to Philly in 2005. Moved here from San Antonio, Texas. Been here ever since. I love the city. The city is so awesome. I also, before I became a life coach, I also was a director of a mental health facility. I was doing therapy as well, and I decided to step out and start my own business, life coach. I have a PA, and I also have a master's in counseling. And it was a long journey to get through that. I went through a lot before I actually got to this part of my journey. And I have, as people have told me, a very interesting story. As we go on through the weeks, I will kind of touch bases on my story, but this platform is mainly so that others can see that there are other people besides me, besides people that follow me on Instagram that have overcame. And my special guest that I'm starting with today is the perfect person. When we talk about overcoming, he is like the perfect person. Like, it just makes me so hyped for me to have him on my show. He is so freaking awesome. Comes to overcoming, he is the overcomer of all overcomers. like it is just, I was just like so freaking hyped to like have him. Overcame drug addiction. He's now sure. He has like, I'm amazed at his followers. Like 75 freaking followers on Instagram, and it just freaking amazes me. And he's so transparent. We had this long conversation yesterday about his transparency and the things that he talks about on Instagram. One of the things that caught my attention was the fact that he went on Instagram and he literally posted a video of Kai and discussed that whole video. I was just amazed at his. I'm amazed at his presence. And I am going to introduce to you today the renowned B McFly.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yes. I want everybody to know this. This is my newfound best friend right here. This is my newfound best friend. Like, I even called on him for some help, and he helped me.
Right, man. I love the energy. I'm happy to be the first person on the show, on your first show.
Yes.
So it is an honor, man. Thank you, Tandy, for inviting me, man. I'm here, man. I'm happy. I'm excited. What's going on?
Yes. So I want, because again, this platform is about overcoming.
Right.
So I want you to give a snippet of. Okay, so let me say this. When I first heard you tell your story, right? We were both at an event.
Right.
I was vending, you were speaking, and when I heard your story, the way you told your story is what caught my attention. You just didn't get up and say, I did A, B, C, and D, and I ended up here, and then now I'm here. No, it was the way, it was animated. I'm just gonna say what it was.
Right.
The way you told your story was very animated, and most people don't get up and tell their story that way. As a matter of fact, you and I had a conversation about when I first told my story, and it took me a very long time to do it because I didn't know how to do it.
Right.
Of course, it wasn't as animated as the way you tell yours, but it's very attention grabbing the way you
Right.
tell your story. So can you give my audience just a little bit, tell me a little bit about your story?
All right. Well, my name Brandon Chastain, aka B McFly, and I'm from West Philly. Grew up in West Philly. Mother was on drugs. Father was on drugs. Mother had me at 14. Father had me at 16. So statistically, I'm supposed to lose. Um, Typical kid, man, in an aggressive neighborhood, aggressive environment. I know what it feels like to go through trauma. Physically abused, mentally abused, parents lying to me, moving from house to house, trying to figure it out. Being a follower, being a leader, just confused with no positive man role model. Um, my mother managed to get off of drugs. She married my stepfather. They're both deceased right now, which is ironic, but he gave me the time that he was around, he gave me some fuel. And I went to college, went to Lincoln University. Shout out to Lincoln University. Um, Always smoke weed every now and then. Always drink. I tried ecstasy pills my last year, and I stopped. Got shot when I graduated. I graduated May 2nd, 2004. I got shot July 4th, 2004.
How old were you?
I was 22.
Okay.
And that's when everything just went downhill from there. I had children, man, deadbeat father. I was a criminal. I was a coward. I was a user. Man, I did everything under the sun, man, except do something with another man.
Okay, so let's go back to you being a user,
Yeah.
because when you told your story where I was,
Yeah.
there was a point where you told your story and you were saying that one of your baby moms,
Yeah.
you would take her to work in her car
Right.
and drop her off.
Uh-huh.
And so what made me think about that was that not your story could also, when you're telling your story,
Uh-huh.
it could also relate to women, because when you said that, you said you took her to work, you dropped her off, you drove around in her car all day,
Yeah.
styling and profiling,
Yeah.
and then you pick her up from work and there was no gas in the car.
Right.
And when you told that story, I looked at my daughter-in-law and I was like, oh, I've been her before.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
I was like, I was her before.
Right.
Like it just resonated with me.
Right.
Because I have at one point been that woman.
Right.
So when you say you were a user, elaborate on that part of your story.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My grandmother taught me how to be. She taught me how to be independent, but like more so in survival mode. Not be independent as far as building myself up and being like really being creative with myself. Right. I've always depended on women. I've always found myself being around women, using what I got to get what I want, because it goes both ways, right? And 3 baby mothers, and my last kid's mother, shout out to Aocean, man, love her to death. She's been a big supporter of mine. I'm forever in debt with her, but she got it the worst. I was with her for a very long time. I have 2 kids by her, and I did a lot of using, man. You know, she driving a Benz. I made sure I styled in that, because I was the fly broke guy. You know what I mean? Like, long as you can dress me up, give me a haircut like it's Easter, a big ass man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Easter, I gotta dress him up. He's intelligent, but nobody knows about that, right? Nobody knows that he graduated from college. The only thing people know is, oh, who this guy? He just looked like he's up to no good.
Right.
And I drive her car around, you know what I mean? And when it's time to pick her up, ain't no gas in the car. And she dealt with that a long time. I stole from her throughout my addiction. I stole from her. I put my hands on her through my addiction, and it crushes me. It hurts me to this day, because my addiction caused me to do a lot. Now, mind you, when I stayed clean for a couple months or whatever the case may be, never did these things.
Right.
My addiction caused it. It's not an excuse though. But I had a lot of growing to do. You know what I mean? And I didn't. Not only was I physically messed up, I was mentally messed up, and I wasn't taught how to, treat a woman.
So let's talk about what you're doing today, because then I also want to go back to a conversation that we had yesterday about how the mother of your children, because that's how I'm gonna refer to them. I'm not gonna refer to them as baby
moms. Right,
Yeah.
right. She hate that too.
Yeah, I'm here to empower women.
There we go, empower the women,
Yes,
man.
That's another part of this platform, is empowering women. So I will not refer to them as your baby mom.
Okay, copy.
The mother of your children.
The mother
I
of my
then want
children.
to talk about how they view this amazing transformation. Like, this is your transformation is not of one of the average man in your situation.
Right.
So let's talk about your transformation, like what you're doing right now.
Well, I'm being a grown man right now.
Okay.
I was a man. I had a man body. I was doing things as a man, grown, had a man age, but I'm a grown man today. Okay. I live by myself. I take care of myself. I'm raising my children morally. Shout out to my daughter Tay. She's probably on live right now. I was just talking to her before I came in here, and she's down in Florida right now. So my children, I have 3 of them, and they all like I said before. When women see that the grown man, is doing what he's supposed to do, they follow suit.
Right.
Everybody's cool today.
Right.
Everybody's looking at me like, yo, check him out. Like, I knew who he was, right? Like, I mean, because this is why I liked him. I caught him on his good side. It's like Instagram. I'm going to give you my good angle, my good look, my good side, right? I'm going to give you all the good stuff, right? And then once we get into it, it's like, oh, snap, okay, you got a problem with them women. And then after I graduated, it was that addiction. Okay. But now they see me, man, and they just proud of me, man. Nobody's no arguing.
Awesome.
We could talk. I threw them up on my page just to let them know, like, listen, don't have this baby mama challenge, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I never dealt with like no dummies and no scumbags.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? And I take pride in that, right? They not no round the way girls.
Right.
But and I'm happy that we're living today for them to see the transition. Okay. And my 4 children. Brandon, Taya, Sincere, and Sunday, they can see their father being a leader and a grown man.
And they can also see that overcoming is possible.
And overcoming is possible.
You can make mistakes in your life and you can still turn it around.
Oh, yeah, man.
Mistakes don't have to determine your ending. It doesn't have to determine who you are for the rest of it. You can actually take those lessons and learn from.
Absolutely.
So with that said, what did you learn from the old?
Oh my goodness, man! I learned that it's a lot. Women, man, like I'm learning women in a different way now, not just a sexual way or I need you to take care of me way. Like, y'all really put the family on your back and go. Like, I'm talking about, we're not going to talk about shortcomings because that's not the issue right now. Right. The issue is I'm a big ass man asking the woman that I'm with at the particular time what we going to eat. Wow. Like, what that's you mean? Like every day what we going to eat? Like, what? Or what we going to do? Or, well, did you ask around? No, what about me? So now that I'm by myself, I'm like, damn, I'm learning how to cook. Still don't know how to cook a little bit. I'm learning how to appreciate and have patience. Okay. I'm learning how to raise my children because there's no manual on how to raise a child. Right. I'm learning how to take a step back. I've been a narcissist for a very long time. Wow. It's been all about me. Mm-hmm. I've been a little brat, a little baby. Mm-hmm. I've been spoiled. Right? And I had to take a step back. Like, even if I'm right, I could be right somewhere down the line, but I caused the initial problem. Mm-hmm. So I had to take a step back, and it hurts. Okay. It hurts.
So let's talk about being a narcissist.
Yeah.
I like that topic. Mm-hmm. A lot of men being narcissists.
Absolutely.
So what do you think the difference of your mindset is? Like, how do you see your mindset changing from narcissistic Brandon to the Brandon today?
Well, it's not pleasing me first. I have to learn who I am. I have to accept the fact that it's things that I don't like about me.
Okay.
And I have to change those things, right? I'm an overthinker. That could be a good thing or a bad thing, right? I always want to point out your mistakes first,
okay,
instead of pointing out mine. So now I'm fixing me. This is why I'm still single, because I'm fixing me up.
That's interesting.
Because you know, like, I know that I'm not good for anyone right now.
Okay.
In the sense of my mental health, in the sense of my financial state. I mean, I got 4 children. I'm living check to check.
Okay.
So I could easily find a female that got some money, but that would be the narcissist in me. You know what I mean? That would be the old Brandon. Like, I got to bring at least damn near halfway to the table. So I'm working on things. I'm working on those things before I get involved.
So how hard is it? How hard is it? I want to know how hard is it to maintain the new Brandon? Right. I need to know how hard is it to maintain the new Brandon, because I know that it has to be hard. Like because the new Brandon has this life where, you know, these days Instagram means everything. Social media is everything.
Yeah, people think you got 75,000 followers, so you got $75,000.
Exactly. So that. But you know, in reality, like, I was just telling somebody this, like, literally, you don't have to have the $75,000, but having, in these days, in the millennial ages, the 75,000 followers basically makes you a superstar.
Yeah. I still got shortcomings. Sometimes, like, throughout this process of 2 years, it was times where I get lonely, and now I'm chasing again, but I'm being truthful.
Okay.
So this is where I had to fix it up. Although I'm being truthful and stating that we're not in a relationship, stating that I'm not thinking about a relationship right now, I'm still the man though. So I'm still taking responsibility of the actions that I'm putting out there in the atmosphere, bringing women over, having sex, and then leaving it like that. It started to get drained for me. Man, I really, because after a while, I was like, how many pumps I gotta do, man?
I can't.
To be like, yo, okay, now I'm cool now. No. That's and like, no, like, this shit is. No, this is like straight up. Like, how many times? Like, because in the beginning, it was like, yo, I live by myself. Yo, and I'm single.
Right.
This is the first time I live by myself in, like, I don't even know. Bring them through. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go. Let's go. Pull up, y'all. Yo, you live by women. Because the first thing is like, yo, you live by yourself. Who you live with?
Right.
Here we go. This. He probably got a girlfriend on the side.
Right.
He probably got this. He got that. No, man, I live by myself. What? Who you live with by yourself? Just me and my son. Oh, I'm coming.
It's on.
It's on. Because it's like, yo, you rarely get that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
it's always something.
Yeah. Facts.
So yeah, so just to speed it up, the transition, it gets lonely, and just, you know what, not even just sexual, right? A woman's touch.
Right.
Around the crib.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, my crib smell good, but it's dark. It's glow, it's like plain.
Right. No color.
No colors. No, like, wow, this is nice. No, this is just like come in and just be like, oh yeah, this is my spot. What's good?
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go to break, and when we come back, I definitely have more questions because
absolutely.
Because, you know, I can say that one of the reasons why I was so excited about the interview is because of your transparency.
Right.
Like, it's hilarious. Like, you're just so transparent. But we're gonna go to break, and we'll be back in 10 minutes, 3 minutes. We'll be back in 3.
This song says, God's mercy kept me.
so I wouldn't let go. Anybody in here ever felt like giving up, just throwing in the towel, just giving up? I'm not going to ask you to hunch anybody, but just look at them. That person you're looking at is here tonight only because of God's mercy and His grace.
He ain't giving you what you need, so you call upon me. Satisfaction's guaranteed. Can't wait to get you in my bed. You know how this starts for you. Like wrap those legs around my neck. Let my tongue talk to you. Yeah, it's gonna talk to you, babe. All I wanna hear is, oh, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Oh, give it to me, give it to me. I'm all you need. Laying you down, legs in the air while I dive in that ocean, baby. I ain't playing around. You call my phone 'cause you know what it's hitting for. We ain't making love. It's not what you want now. You want someone who will take control and put it down. When you got that, with a fist full of hair while you're looking back. Your arch is getting deeper, got me in it deeper, hitting that sound like hand claps. We going round for round, got you screaming loud, yeah. All I hear is, oh, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Oh, give it to me, give it to me. I'm all you need. All you need, yeah. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. All you need, yeah. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm all you need.
Instead of me fulfilling my prophecy, I have to start one. Instead of me, doing a good job and carrying on the empire, I have to build one. And that's a hell of a job for a 21-year-old. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a job for any youngster, male or female, to have to build an empire for your family.
Damn, Menace got beats.
Bought a PS4 just to collect dust. Always getting to the money like I'm in a rush. The flow is past nuts. It's bananas, baby. All I talk is real trash. So far from man that made it. Counting all this dirty money got me contemplating. I'm the ish, I'm still the topic of this conversation. They can't help but hate this where we are.
This is Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach, and that was Voice with All You Need and Super K215 Empire. So we're back with the renowned B McFly. that's my word I coined for him.
Yeah,
so nice. I want to go back to a little bit of part of the conversation that we were having about the narcissism. So I find that, like, I believe in zodiac signs. There's a lot of
I do
people who
too.
don't. There's a lot of people who don't, but I definitely believe. I believe in it, and I believe that a lot of our personality and a lot of our characteristics come from our zodiac signs. And I believe that narcissism is part of a Scorpio man.
Right. I agree.
So you agree?
Yeah.
You really do?
Yeah.
Like, do you know, like, have you seen that characteristic in other Scorpio
Yeah.
men? Yeah, so have I.
Yeah.
So have I. He might be listening.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. Yes, it's very perfect. I mean, so I'm just gonna say this: I'm a Scorpio as well, and I have mostly the characteristics of the Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio female,
Right.
so there's just a little bit narcissism in me too. That's why I could relate to a lot of what you were saying about in your relationships. It was mainly about you,
Right.
and what you wanted, and how you could benefit out of that relationship, right? So let's go back to talking about being in the relationships and how you're managing the new brand, right?
Yeah.
So when you have those moments where you're struggling and it doesn't, like, you're doing the right thing, but it doesn't feel like you're doing the right thing,
Right.
you know, how do you work around that?
Yo, it's hard, man, because I teach, so and I'm driving Lyft, trying to make and when I come in the house, it's like nobody's there. My son is in school. I mean, he's here now, but my son is in school, so it's just like I'm working on my craft. Like, I am really focused. I put a lot of focus
Okay.
after doing a lot of just to myself moments and doing all that crazy stuff. Now it's just like, what, I ain't even worrying about that no more. Like, I'm just honestly like just trying to get to my craft now. And that's where I've been at. You know what I mean? Like, I've really been focused.
Okay, so now let's talk about your craft. So talk a little bit about what made you come up with the ideas of posting the way that you post on social media, like the skits,
Right.
and that is very unique to me.
Right.
I've never seen somebody like come up with the way that you think about a post and make it actually relate to a lot of things that's going on to the community. Like, some of them are so eye-opening. Like, okay, so I just want to bring up one that's very eye-opening. There's a skit where you're in the car with a girl. You state your age. You state her age, letting everybody know you're a grown-ass man. And she's probably like 14 years old, I think you said. And you're telling her how you're going to take care of her and how she can't tell anybody about it. And then at the end, you're like, this could be your daughter. Man, you need to start taking care of your daughters or your kids, period, because that could be a boy as well. But
Right.
Most likely this is a situation that happens with a grown man
Right.
and a 14-year-old. So talk about that skit. Like, what made you want to do a skit like that? And a lot of your skits are very racy, and they can, kind of poke at people
Right. It can hit a nerve.
Yeah, definitely
Right.
could hit a nerve. But what makes you want to post videos in like what comes to your mind when you're thinking of these things?
That's a great question. I've never been asked that question in such a manner like that. When you I think that's a Scorpio thing, like overthinking, right? And thinking real deep. But when I was in rehab for 30 days.
Okay.
And once I realized I'm staying in rehab, right? I said that I'm going to be somebody that no one has never seen before. I'm going to pour my thoughts out, right? I'm going to, like, instead of talking so much, because we can talk all day. We could talk all day, but I want people to see the visual, because Black people and people that are poor and people from our neighborhoods, we're visual learners.
Yes.
Right? And that don't make us smart or dumb. That just say that's what it is, right? So when I came home, I did my first skit. I was in a jail cell. And my son laughed at me. Oh, Dad, what you think you gonna blow off this skit? And that skit went viral.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And just to speed up with my skits, 1 minute. And I'm like, everything that I think about, most of the skits be about me, not all of them. So that wasn't about me, but that was about what I've seen. I got a friend that's the girl was 13 years old and he was 20 or 17. So I'm thinking like, well, what if these people can actually see it?
What happened?
See what happens. Because if I tell you, yo, it's girls out here that's getting hit with statutory, I mean, it's guys out here that's getting hit with statutory rape. You're going to be like, yeah, we know that.
Right.
Let's be vivid then. Let's paint this picture.
Right.
And yo, I'm going to, and like I told her, that was my little cousin. And like I told her, you know, I'll probably give you a disease. I'm probably going to put my hands on you, but I'm the only one that's taking care of you.
Wow.
When you want your hair done, when you want your nails done, when you want them little sneakers so you can show off to your girlfriend, and I'm the one that's doing that.
Right.
Your father's not around, and your mother's doing her ones and twos.
Right. Right.
She's still suffering from her mental health.
Right.
So she's letting you go.
Right.
I got you. But you're going to be my sex slave. You're going to do everything I tell you to do.
That was one of the deepest, I guess, because I'm a female. Like, that was so deep for me. There was another one that but that video was so deep to me because it's so real.
Right.
And like you said, nobody vivid. So it's and then I think in our community and our culture, these are some of the things that's swept under the rug.
Scared to talk about it.
Right. Right. It's like, we know the person is doing that. We know the person is like that.
Yeah, like what
but
the freak is wrong with you?
Yeah,
bro?
but we sweep it under the rug.
Oh, it's normal. R. Kelly did it well.
Right,
yeah.
right.
And they
right.
was on talk shows together and stuff like that, and
right.
everybody knew it.
Right. I think also too in our culture, like we overlook the money and doing certain things. Like you might not have to be at R. Kelly status, but
right.
you have the money to take care of somebody, so it's overlooked.
One thing these kids want, being a teacher for so many years, these kids are looking for food. Let you bring a cheesesteak in. Oh my God, they're going crazy.
Wow.
I'm talking about like they acting like they never had a cheesesteak before in life.
Wow.
Let you give them $5. I'm talking about $5. They're going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, and now that we in today's world, technology is a gift and a curse because you get to see everybody, and it's like whether they fronting or not, I want to be just like them. I want the likes and the looks just like them.
Social media is the drug dealer on the corner now.
Of course, I mean money ain't the root of all evil. Attention is.
How about that? Okay, so the teaching. Tell us about that part of your life right now.
Well, like I said, I always had it. I got addicted to Percocets when I got shot. So, regardless of the trauma that I've been through, I managed to keep pushing with some bumps and bruises. So, I was hustling. I graduated. Now I'm in the streets because I got a gun on me. It's like I'm playing both sides of the fence, which I've always done growing up. And whatever the side of the fence is better on, I'm riding with it for the moment. So I'm in the streets, and some girl, man, was like, "Oh, I heard you was a teacher. I mean, I heard you graduated and all that. Boom, 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 boom." And she's like, "You want to be a teacher assistant?" So I became a teacher assistant. But I was still in the streets. So I'm like, I go to work and then come home, and now I'm on the block.
Okay.
Man, after that, I went back to school on my time where I'm not on pills now. I probably last for about 4 or 5 months. You know, I'm going to school or whatever the case may be. Then turn around being a functional addict, and then I just stopped. So I was still going to school to be a teacher, and I became a teacher. And on and off, I'll be working, then I stop working, stop working. But it's hard to get rid of a teacher. You know, so it was bad, man. Like those years was rough for me because sometimes I'll go to school high, work high.
Really?
Yeah. I would still be able to teach, but I wouldn't be able to be as what do we call, like, full of life.
Function, yeah.
I'd be humdrum in the classroom where they known for me for being like What up, though? What's good, y'all? Good morning. Good morning. You know what I mean? So, for the past 2 years, kids love me. I'm like the ice cream truck.
I can imagine.
They love me.
I
I'm
can
talking
imagine.
about. I am the father. I am everything that they're looking for. I come dressed urban. I don't dress like a teacher.
Right.
Some people be looking at me like, "Who are you? Like, who are you?" I said, "No, I'm a teacher." I had to put somebody in their place before. Like, no, ma'am, I'm a 2%er. I'm an African American male that's teaching our children. You okay?
All right.
Yeah. What happened? Oh, all right.
Because you don't.
I come to work looking like this.
Right.
Looking just like this.
Right. So, what grade do you teach?
Well, I taught kindergarten my first.
Wait. wait. And you saying so like, I taught kindergarten.
It was draining for a little bit. Yeah, y'all silly.
Wait a minute, you taught kindergarten,
Man,
sir?
yeah.
No.
I kindergarten cop when he said.
I cannot see you as a
What?
kindergarten teacher.
Yeah,
Are you
man,
freaking kidding me?
Yes, man. I was.
No.
Yes, I'm dead serious. Oh,
Oh, wait, for how long?
I feel like a year and a half.
No.
I couldn't deal with it.
I'm pretty sure it was challenging.
It was very challenging. It was more. I think the challenging part was they were so needy.
Yeah, the kindergartners.
And then the parents was trying to holler.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
man! I was knocking off parents and
grandma.
and yo, yes. Like, hold up, who this?
That's your grandma.
Wait a minute, no. It would be like, wait a minute, when it's time to bring, because kindergartners, it was like you had to walk in. The parents had to walk in with the kids.
Right.
So when they see who the teacher is, they like,
Oh,
hold up, who's this
that's
man?
Mr. Who?
Who's this young black man?
That's Mr. Who?
And so, oh man, it was on. I don't know why, man. 26 years old, man.
Teaching kindergarten.
Yeah.
That had to have been very
It
interesting.
was
I wish I
crazy.
could have been a fly on the wall.
Yo, my God, man. But the most interesting part was some kids didn't know nothing.
Right.
And when it was over with, they learned how to spell their names, and you watch the children break it down,
Right.
trying to figure it out. They come in spoiled, they babies, they crying, and
That's why I can't imagine you being a
yo,
kindergarten
I was
teacher.
and then I jumped up from there. Then I jumped up into junior high school.
Okay.
Now, junior high school was still rough because a lot of them are picking and choosing when they want to be babies and when they want to be young adults.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Some of them are having sex. All of them don't know how to wash.
Right.
The girls don't wash and throw perfume on. The boys don't wash, and after they play ball, they putting deodorant on. Right? They mean as hell.
Yeah.
And but it was still fun. And I was able to teach history. That's what I do, social studies. So it was like, okay, bet. You know what I mean? I could teach my history now in the way I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, for the past 2 years, I jumped into high school. Now, the only challenge about high school is that I came across some young women that are like taking care of themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like Mr. Chastain, I do everything you do. The only difference is, like, I have to graduate. I'm in high school, so I go to work just like you.
Wow.
I live by myself just like you.
Wow.
I'm raising, and I'm on my own.
Right.
So I had to take a sit back. With the boys, I don't have no issues with the boys. I promise you. They all we so chill, but we get the job, and that's the problem. That's what the Philadelphia school district is missing.
Mm-hmm.
They're missing urban black male teachers
Right.
that can come in and flex with them, give them a
Relate.
pound, relate. Yo, what's
Yeah.
good? Yo, what's good? Yo, OG, I got you, OG. I let them call me, because you got to pick your battles.
Right.
Yo, you can call me OG from time to time. I get it. Long as I got you in tune.
Right. And you respectful.
And you respect. Now, the girls is a little flip at them.
Of course, they're teenagers.
Yes,
You know what we going
they're a
through
little
when we
slick.
teenagers?
They're a little slick. They're a little slick.
We mad already.
Yeah, they're a little slick.
Yeah.
But the boys know, I'll be like, yo, you want to go in the bathroom and you want to go body to body real
Right.
quick?
Right.
And you're like, no, G, all right, get the work done.
Right.
But it's fun.
So how do you handle
I give them some time, and then I get out of my feelings if they were disrespectful, and I still speak to them. Good morning. Is everything all right? They may well have a little catty attitude, but eventually they get over it. I give them their accolades because the game plan is, as an adult, I gotta fight my emotions and think about what they're going. So even if you was disrespectful, like you said something that was out of pocket, right? I gotta take a step back. And I gotta just hide my emotions, even with the guys. But the guys are not disrespectful though. That's the fun.
Well, I think they probably not as disrespectful.
Right.
So they don't want to challenge that.
Right.
But a female at that age, and they're like you said, going to work, raising themselves. Something's going on at home.
I gotta do probably your age. That's the scary part. Yeah. Like having sex is a big part of thinking that you're a grown.
Facts. At that age.
At that age.
Yeah.
Like my dude is 28 years old.
Right, and I'm 17.
And I'm 17. Like,
right.
and I got him.
Right.
What can you tell me?
Already.
Right. So.
Yeah. That has to be very challenging within itself.
I mean, it is, but man, we gonna get the job because I get the last say so.
How about?
So we gonna get the job done or what? Because I'm not playing no games. You either gonna pass, you're gonna fail. But for you to pass, I'm gonna make sure I do what I gotta do so you can get it. You fail, you did what you had to do so you can fail. I'm going hard on my side. I want y'all to win.
Show up.
Yeah.
I think that's also part of what the school system too is that show up.
600 teachers are absent a day from the Philadelphia.
On a regular day.
Yeah. Oh, and don't let it get like what we going into April? If the coronavirus didn't hit, what? April? Nice out? Everybody's sick, had to take off. Man.
600 teachers.
600.
Okay, so we're going to go to break. When we come back, with introducing my second guest after the commercial. Oh, we'll be talking to Carolyn. You tell me where I can find you.
Yes, definitely, man. And I just want to, and I just want to say thank you for having me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was a pleasure. I know we could have went for years.
Yes.
But you can find me on YouTube, Brandon Chastain. You can find me on Instagram. That's b.mcfly_, not b.dot, but b period mcfly_. I'm your sober messenger and your top motivator in the world, man. So
that was awesome having you.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me.
I would like for you to stay while we bring the next.
Absolutely.
But
man.
It was so awesome hearing your story, and I really appreciate you being my first guest and coming
yes, man.
And bringing your presence.
And I have something for you real quick. So I have the CBD juice.
Yes.
A lot of people, we're trying to bring the CBD juice to our community. Instead of taking all these pills and stuff, I wish the doctor would have prescribed me with CBD juice instead of Percocets and Suboxones and all that. And although I'm drug free, I do drink CBD juice because I took so many pills in my life. It's hard for me to go to sleep. But it also works for anxiety and panic attacks and chronic pains and heart disease. It helps with everything. We already have this in our system. This is not, of course, it's a part of the marijuana, it's under the marijuana family, but it's the hemp.
Okay.
And the one thing that our weird president did was sign the bill for farmers to grow CBD. And now Black people are getting aware. This is natural. The cannabinoid, but it's already in our system.
Okay.
So which flavor do you like? Do you like the peach or the aloe punch?
The peach.
Okay.
So what does it do?
Well, like I said, man, it helps people. It calms people down with panic attacks. It calms you down with anxiety attacks. If you're going through heart disease, you want to lose weight, your mental health stage, it does all of that. It brings everything down, and we're bringing those nutrients back into our body. Not too many people, they don't have juices. They got oils and stuff like that, but I Love Juice Joint is the only ones that have the juice.
And so
natural
how long-
flavors.
How long have you been drinking it?
I've been drinking it for probably a couple months now. Now, it tastes good. It tastes so good.
It does.
Yes, and for me, like I said, some people go to sleep off of it. I go to sleep because I need to go to sleep. It's hard for me to go to sleep.
Okay.
But some people don't go to sleep. They just chill.
And it makes you go to sleep.
It makes me go to sleep. I know other people it don't go. It don't make them go to sleep.
Okay. So, and what was what were we talking about yesterday with with Dr. Subi?
Oh, so I go to Bars and Nobel, Black and Nobel. I'm sorry, sea moss.
Yeah, that's.
And that has the minerals. So I've been eating sea moss too every day, and that stops from the colds and stuff too. Sea moss it already has. I think we got 92 minerals in our body. I know 102 minerals in our body, and it gives you 92 of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So health is wealth. Bring that to our community.
Okay, so we're gonna go to break. We come back. Philly Hot Radio. When we come back, we'll be meeting.
Only been talking about money since I was a youngin', so I can care less what you say. I'm the original, they try to clone me, dawg, but homie can never be made. Ay. Just know I gotta get paid. Know that I'm on the way. And I can care less what you say. I'm the original, they try to clone me, dawg, but homie can never be made.
They calling him Capo, they calling me Captain. A nigga can't only say I came from the gutter. That damn my brother, my national money, you barely get by. Hello, that bitch, you can never say bye. You looking dingy while I'm looking fly. You crossed your ride, I'm crossing your ride. No holding back, cause I got no spine. Don't even try, you cannot beat me. You on that Stevie, you cannot see me. Even in 3D, TA3 with a CB. Got threats like TAC. We back to back like Drake did. We kept it real, they faked it. We got the dough and shaped it. Bread windows, this cake thick. I make them bleed like periods. I get the money, then run on like a run on. Don't know no sense, need a period. They better take me serious. Original, baby, you hearing this? You cannot be me, period. I swear to God, we killing this. King of the ill, no healing this.
Been grinding this second, that paper little hitter, just know that I gotta get paid. I hear him claiming they king if you wearing the crown, just know that I'm on the way. Only been talking about money since I was a youngin', so I can care less what you say. I'm the original, they try to clone me, dawg, but homie can never be made. Ay. Just know I gotta get paid. Know that I'm on the way. And I can care less what you say. I'm the original, they try to clone me, dawg, but homie can never be made. I know they can't stand me, and low-key, that's really why I be applying this pressure. Know I'm a prodigal. When I was growing up, mama always told me I would be special. How I be rocking, go harder than metal. That's why I gotta go harder than ever. Top of the topic, I can never settle. Carolina Reaper, hottest habanero. Might chop the block, then go cop me a barrel. Pulling these strings like I poison the arrows, you're hardly a threat. Think you got a little clout, cause your name go harder than man. I been a soldier, they salute when they see me. I move like a general, call me a vet. Money and power, them two is a given. It's only right, I get all my respect. Breadwinner like Kevin Gates, so you best believe I get all of my checks. Really hate to discriminate, so I guess I'm stepping on on all of they necks. Don't bet, I got a limited ammo. Ain't talking no camera, I'm pointing the cannon. Scoping them out. Won't tolerate no disrespect, so don't open your mouth. Big cats, I got 9 lives. In the name show, I got mob ties. More to say, so I'm not stopping till me and Ben cop the high rise. Oh God, and I mean that. Give me something, I'ma run with that. Only way they can stop my breath is literally if my lungs collapse. I just been grinding and stacking that paper, little hater, so you better stay out my way. How dare you speak on my name? You think it's a game, but bitch, you won't say to my face. Probably can teach you some things, ain't dropping no names, and no, we ain't leaving a trace. Know that I always gon' keep me a call on my sleeve, and I keep nothing less than the ace. I just been grinding and stacking that paper, little hitter, just know that I gotta get paid. I hear him claiming they king if you wearing the crown, just know that I'm on the way. Only been talking about money since I was a youngin', so I can care less what you say. I'm the original, they try to clone me, dawg, but homie can never be made. Ay. Just know I gotta get paid. Know that I'm on the way. And I can care less what you say. I'm the original, they try to clone me, dawg, but homie can never be made.
Hey everybody, it is. Hey everybody, it's now 6:57. Philly Hot Radio. Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up girl, and this is Truth Talk Radio. So I want to thank B McFly for coming to the show and telling giving his awesome story. I wanted him to be my first guest for a reason because I knew that his story of overcoming was perfect for my first show. And the second guest is the same. Like this was divine order to have both of these people on my first show with their stories of overcoming. But we're about to talk to Miss Carolyn Wilson. She is a writer, a author, producer. She is the author of Magnificent Thoughts and Magnified Thoughts. I'm sorry, Magnified Thoughts. And she also has a movie coming out. The premiere, is it still gonna be Saturday? No. Well, because of this virus, it wants to.
I was still ready to have it.
I know that's right. Listen, and I was still ready to come.
I was gonna still have it.
Listen,
I was still gonna have it.
Listen, okay. Let me tell you, the name of the movie is The Good Life.
That's right.
The name of the movie is The Good Life. But let's talk about that. None of us are scared.
Right.
Black people don't get scared. We've been through way too much to get scared. We've been through things way worse than this. I was out on Friday, and we were at Champagne's 21. Shout out to my girl and my brother. We were at Champagne's 21. We were eating and we were drinking, and so I had to go live. And I was like, "Look at us. This is what we do. We show up and we show out no matter what. No matter what. We are not scared. Listen, that's all you need. That is all you need. We are not." And some Robitussin.
And some vitamin C.
Listen. Okay. Yeah, I had my shots too. Shout out to Made with Love Juicery. She made sure she gave me my immunity shots, and she's also a sponsor. So we not scared. Not scared. And I was ready to come. Listen. So, but before we start talking about your books and movies, the very first time when I heard you speak, your energy in the room was so awesome. It was so empowering. I saw you empower other women. I saw you empower younger women. There was a young woman there that you just took under your wing and was working. You were working with her. She was somewhat suicidal, and you took her. How's she doing? Okay. As long as she's doing. It's one day at a time. But I want you to tell us a little bit about your story, because like I said, Truth Talk, we talk about where you come from and where you are now. So let's hear. I know a little bit of it, but I want you to share.
So first and
how about that?
First and foremost,
how about that?
That's my high.
Mm-hmm.
That's knowledge. That's wrong. So I can't even pray. all the things that society said that you learn in the textbooks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, check mark, check, check.
Right.
All these kinds. So I'm a survivor of sexual child abuse. Not Mr. Such and such, Warner, not Uncle, not my mom, with my dad. That was my foundation. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That was my foundation. Because, have relationship, relationship that you have with your father dictate the rest of your male relationship, right?
Oh
so that's
God,
why
yes.
you can hear our brother man talk about the 14, and then to hear that conversation said to them that there's nobody else to tell. There's nobody else to tell their work. There's no one else. See, that's what I can. Taught me a lot. Taught me not to love myself. He taught me not to have any.
Right.
He taught me to just accept whatever. Right.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me a lot. He taught me a different life. He taught me to just accept whatever I get. He taught me that I'm only needed for one thing. He just taught me a lot. Right. Right. So that was my narrative. That's what the narrative that was given to me. And then everything society says that goes with it was already set in.
Right.
And yeah, did some of those things occur? Oh yeah, absolutely. Teenage mom, right? Bouts with homelessness.
Mm-hmm.
Had a couple bouts with domestic violence. Mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. All of those. Like I was her.
Right.
Talked about that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Not
yep.
Stokely she.
Right.
But her.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep.
So yeah, I mean that I can relate to so many people because I walked that. I walked it.
Right.
And to the point where I was walking it, to the point where I was walking on it. I didn't even realize it.
Wow. That's deep. That's deep.
I was still walking that plank.
Mm-hmm.
That plank. Any minute, any second.
Right. I mean, it's amazing how, like you said, our life at some point is already set up for us to fail, so to speak, or to walk the plank in a certain way. Do you feel as though, I've met a lot of women that don't know their purpose, and so walking part of the plank and part of the walk myself, I realized that my purpose came from most of the things that happened to me. Okay, it was hard to embrace at one point. It was hard to embrace, and it was hard to say that, okay, because of these things, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because I don't want. I'm an introvert. So I don't want to sit here on a mic and talk to other people and give a platform for other people. And I never imagined myself doing this.
Right.
But I did realize at some point that there was a higher power in control over everything that happens to me. And if I wanted my path to be righteous, then I had to listen to what the calling of that higher power. So you
had to be open.
Definitely.
You had to be open.
And that's another.
It knocks at the door all the time.
I did. Did you ever ignore it? Yeah, I ignored it for a while. I just wanted to sit at home and show up when I got home from work. I'm keeping it real. I wanted to do my 9 to 5 and go home and watch reality TV.
I know for myself, even though we get into that comfort, we get into our ish. Right?
Yes.
We take that ish bath every day, and then we just let it sit there, let it just dry up, put more on top of it, let it just dry up. Yeah. And it weighs us down, and we that stuff. You know how it smells, how it's just you know, when you go and you just go through the motions, right? And then you gotta but somewhere deep inside, right? Somewhere deep inside, thinking, everybody has that. They say that no one does, because everybody has it. They know whether something is right. We're automatic. Babies know when things are right or wrong.
Right.
They just know.
Right.
They know they weren't supposed to touch that stove. They did it anyway. And animals know right from wrong.
Right.
They know when they wasn't supposed to do something. They go, hey, so we know too deep down, but we choose to get so comfortable with stuff, whatever that may be, and that's just becomes our new. That becomes the way of life for us. We don't want to challenge that or make that change.
Right.
It's gonna be hard work. Oh no,
and you know,
be easy.
That's one of the things. That's one of the things that I discuss. That's one of the things that I discuss with my clients all the time, and it's that our minds. Actually, me and B was talking about this yesterday too. Sorry, me and B was talking about this yesterday too. Is that our minds will always constantly want to take us back to what's comfortable and what's normal. Anytime you try to make a move outside of the norm, it'll tell you lies. Like, no good. This is where you're supposed to be.
That's what I watched.
How about that? To something.
We're all addicts.
Exactly. That's true though. And I know that for a fact that I live that. I live that comfortable life,
right? Knowing
that it's not telling my mind what's right or wrong, but telling myself there's something better. There's something else I'm supposed to be doing besides this. This is not supposed to be my life.
Right. But you do it anyway because it's survival, right?
Yes.
It's a survival. So that's why I say sometimes you gotta be I say that, but it's more than that. Right?
It definitely
because
is.
a survivor, think about a survivor.
Make it.
Not doing anything. Emotion.
Right.
To just to live. And that's it. That's all we're doing. And you see that phase, but everything goes to it individually.
So can you do, if you don't mind sharing with me, speaking of surviving, just going through the motions to survive, can you go back to that little girl and tell me what she was doing to survive?
Disconnected. And then that little connection.
So what is that? What does disconnecting look like?
It's big something right, not act fearless rather, being fearful, but not being fearless. To knowing it back to
You knew it. You knew it wasn't. So did you ever, were you scared to share it with somebody, or was it shame, or was it fear that made you not share it with somebody?
it was a little what? There was some it was buried too. Because when you disconnect, it doesn't exist
anymore. Right.
So you just go on with your life without it.
Right.
It's no longer a part of you.
Right.
So I don't have to identify with it because that's
that. Yeah.
So okay, this is where I'm at. So then you wonder because now this is what that's a part of you. Now you're walking around. You just disconnect while you walk, not knowing.
So okay, we're gonna Okay. So real quick before we go to break, what did you do? What did you do to reconnect with yourself? Because you're definitely reconnected, ma'am.
Yes.
You definitely. So what did you do to reconnect?
I it got to the point I was tired of being tired. You know, and then once again, that's the way, and I always talk about this. And life was
Wow.
to be quite honest, I think we're all about to relive Katrina
Oh
right now.
Lord, we might be.
We might be. Let's be right. So,
Right.
but with that, everything that's buried, then you go through something, you feel good, that means break.
How about that?
And then here we go.
The flood.
The flood.
It's there.
It's
and there's
there.
nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do. And if you get through it, all right, you good.
But now what?
But now you are left to live with the aftermath, where you have the reminders of, you see the water line, where that water stuff is going to do. But what can you do about it?
That's deep, but I knew it was deep. So this is Philly Hot Radio, and it is 7:13, and we're gonna take a break. And when we come back, we're gonna continue this conversation with the author, writer, producer, Miss Carolyn Wilson.
Instead of me fulfilling my prophecy, I have to start one. Instead of me, doing a good job and carrying on the empire, I have to build one. And that's a hell of a job for a 21-year-old. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a job for any youngster, male or female, to have to build an empire for your family.
Damn, Menace got beats.
Bought a PS4 just to collect dust. Always getting to the money like I'm in a rush. The flow is past nuts. It's bananas, baby. All I talk is real trap, so far from animated. Counting all this dirty money got me contemplating. I'm the ish, I'm still the topic of this conversation. They can't help but hate this, where we out here dominating. Talking reckless only leads to technical violations. And I ain't got no time to play games with you. Picture me rolling and I ain't talking about a switcher. I'm knee deep in this game, to be frank with you. Shorty said my oral out, you smell like stank, mister. Running through this check got me spinning like a twister. How you gon' shine with something wrong with your life fixture? But I can show you how to stunt 103. I'm the guillotine of rap, y'all just some wannabes. Run with killer bees, just like I'm ODB. Running through these beats, so I gotta charge a fee. If it ain't about the bread, then please don't talk to me. I'm on the road to the riches, they got a part in me. You're a fool if you think I do it all for free. I'm Jackie Joyner until I trip or I blow a knee. I'm totally out of this ballpark. I am not a human being, I'm something like Braveheart. I spit like an AR, call it broad, and your horizon is key. G to the brave, best believe that we out here mobbing. Twist up them goblins with my back against the wall. They say that they want that pencil, I'ma give it to them raw. I tell a chick, is she cutting the gnaw? And if not, you can give me back my cigar. Excuse my grandma, I'm just laying down the law. Ain't no way to surprise me, I feel like I've seen it all. K to the J, K to the J, K to the J, K to the J, K to the J. Uh-huh, uh-huh.
babe. You know how this starts for you. Like wrap those legs around my neck. Let my tongue talk to you. Oh, yeah, it's gonna talk to you, babe. All I wanna hear is
17 at Philly Radio, and this is Truth Talk with your life coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach. And we are talking to Carolyn Wilson, and she was just telling us how she overcame and survived her childhood and her early adulthood in life. So I want to just go back a little bit on some of the things that we were talking about before we started talking about this awesome book and this film. But part of the reason why I want to touch bases on a lot of your story is because, again, this platform is to help people overcome. And I know for a fact that there's young girls out here, some adults, like, I tell my mother, she's 74, my grandmother is 94. You never stop. Right. Whatever you need to work on, you don't stop working on it because you're 74, you're 94. Exactly. You keep going. Keep going. So I know that there's somebody out here listening that could get something from what you're saying. I believe in, again, divine. It could be one word that could click in somebody's mind and make them say enough is enough, or this is something I can do. This is the answer. I think I put on a post one time, whenever there's a problem, there's already an answer, because you're not possibly the only person in the world with that problem. There's other people out here that have already been there, done that. So with you, been there, done that, and when I say done that, I mean, look at your life now. But when you go back to that little girl, what was the one thing that pushed you to do the overcoming? What was that one thing when we were talking about, when you sit there and say, this is not right, or this is not my life. This is not, I know in my heart that this is not how my life is supposed to be. What was that one thing that motivated you to even start the journey of working on yourself and overcoming? Really? Yeah. Wow. Right. Right. So 5 years, but this is what I say, especially for a woman. I mean, we're different. Men and women are different, but women,
Process
7 years, but still, yeah. 7 years. As a woman, when you tell your story, you're not supposed to look like not supposed to. So when you tell your story, and when you say bits and pieces of it, people are supposed to be like, what? Like, they're supposed to be surprised, because you're not supposed to look like. So 7 years ago, though, it's like yesterday.
It does feel.
So what happened 7 years ago?
7 years ago, my levees broke.
Okay.
The levees broke. Like I said, the hurricane already happened.
Right.
You know, I got used to category 4s, 5s, and 2s, and 1s. You know, what's going to be this time, that time.
Right.
And then you get yourself together, and okay, another one coming. All right, well, I'm used to this.
Right.
Bring it. Okay.
Right.
Oh, that wasn't that bad.
Right.
Okay. And you go about your life, right? Levee broke 7. Levees.
So what did you do to regroup?
See, when you already have this in your spirit, where you're like, something has to change. Okay, and what I did to regroup, I was in the dating pool, right? I was like, you know what, I'm what the heck. And my friends, I saw them dating, and I saw them getting so discouraged because they were on this quest of one,
Right.
and I'm like, I'm cool. I just don't want to go to movies by myself.
Right. Who wants to go to the movies by
I'm
themselves?
like, I don't want to go to movies by myself. I'm like, I'm tired of hanging out with my girlfriends. I want some male companionship.
Right.
So that's why. So that was my purpose. My purpose was not to find the love of my life. Although, of course, yeah, is that what I wanted down the road? Yeah, but initially, I knew going into it, it's like, okay, this is all I want. I just want to hang out. Now, my version, I had to be real clear on what versions of hangout was.
Okay.
So my hangout was really hang out.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you know, like
You
we're
want to go to the
six.
movies.
You want to go to the movies. You want to
Right.
go to a concert. Like, I just wanted to have, I wanted to, some testosterone energy. Like, because, you know,
In
I
your
got
presence.
plenty in my presence. Because
Right.
I got plenty of girlfriends, right? And I'm that introvert loner, so I can do stuff by myself.
Okay.
But I have to learn to do stuff.
Okay.
So that at a time, you know, and I'm when, you know, meeting a lot of people, it was overwhelming, and I'm like, oh, this is when you open the door, you open the door, and then you open the door for all kinds of stuff.
Right.
But I will tell you, it gave me an extra Y chromosome. I learned man code real
I know
well.
that's right. I know that's right.
I must say that. So that was a good thing.
Yes.
But in that process, the thing that kept coming up was, I'm married. How come you're not married? Because you got this, you got that. Just like you, I have an MBA. You know, I'm a college professor. I serve on boards. I blah 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 blah. Right.
Right.
The professional side of me. Right. On point, you know, sitting on, you know, major boards for the city. Like, I'm doing the daggone thing. Only black in the room. Like, killing it.
Right.
But it didn't feel right. And so when I kept getting these questions, then it made me realize and question. Because have I been proposed to? Yes. But was it under the right circumstance? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry that or yeah, I'm not going to do it anymore. Or you know what, I don't be with you, because if I be with you, that's going to make me right, and I'm not going to live in sin.
Right.
So I'm like, so then that bothered me, and I said, you know what, I dealt with a lot of the domestic violence stuff. I dealt with it. I had no choice because I had to have my kids that to deal with it. So I had to deal with it.
Okay.
Right? But I never put the mask on myself. I just kept. And so now that made me, now with my first, we're cool now. We understand the dynamics. We were younger and get it. Forgiveness is there, right? So I called him and I said, let me ask you. So remember, you bring, you know, $40. Like, he wanted to do a $40 wedding. So I asked him, what was that about? Like, 'cause I needed from you asking me 30 years ago, and I'm like, because I want to know.
Right.
So I told him, he was like, listen, you ever deal with the stuff that happened to you? I think you need to do it. and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, I never did. Never went to, never talked, because everything kept pushing it to the side. Now the domestic violence stuff came into play. Now, you know, everything that comes with it, you know, child support, custody, and surviving, right? I'm just treading water for years, right? Just lost in the whole process. So now I'm like, see, when I do something, now this is where I come in, because I can get this far in business. You got your MBA, so you can too. It's some work. Yes. So anything I do has intent.
Definitely.
So I said, okay. So I need, went over the years, because that happened. My timeline, my life set. Like, here it is on one aspect. I'm on major boards.
Right.
I'm actually the chairman of a board. First, I'm the chairman of the board for over 100.
Wow.
So I'm making history, right?
Right.
Serving women and children who were in the situation that I myself was in while I was on the board. whole other conversation. But you can disconnect. You can disconnect, right? So I'm in this realm. I'm with lawyers and doctors and and all kinds of like high official people. I'm the only person of color, right? I'm here. My statue is here. But good God, I felt like I was.
Wow.
I was like, I felt like the teenager that was on welfare.
Wow.
Instead of the professional, with the advanced degree, with the, all the stuff that comes with it. I didn't feel like I belonged in either. So, going through that, I said, okay, I have to really figure out, this is something that keeps coming up, and I keep pushing it. It keeps coming up, and I push it to the side. So I made a conscious decision. I searched for a therapist that was specific to me, which was something I dealt with adults who experienced childhood. I wasn't going to go to someone who dealt with someone bipolar because then you can't relate to me. Right? So I'm not going to go to a heart doctor if I got something wrong with my brain. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing. I had to take that approach. And, in our community, counselor, no therapist, you're crazy. But my response is you don't go.
How about that?
Right? So I and that's scary. It's a scary move to take, right? Because that's a bold move. That's that choice. And I'm so but I wrote it out. I found somebody. I wrote it out. But it's something I wanted. Wasn't ready. See, but God hears everything. He knows everything. And he's like, okay, I keep bringing this to you. And you keep pushing. I don't know if I'll do it again. I do bring it to you again. How long it's going to take.
Right.
So I had to recognize what it to me. And it was, what again was, and I had to make.
So how did you find that? Oh, okay. That's how we get into the movie. That's how we get into the movie. Okay, well, we're going to take a break. It is now 7:30. We're going to take a break. We're going to talk about the movie, and we're going to bring B back.
Okay.
Okay?
Awesome.
All right. Wow.
He ain't giving you what you need, so you call upon me.
Instead of me fulfilling my prophecy, I have to start one. Instead of me, doing a good job and carrying on the empire, I have to build one. And that's a hell of a job for a 21-year-old. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a job for any youngster, male or female, to have to build an empire for your family.
Damn, Menace got beats.
I bought a PS4 just to collect dust. Always getting to the money like I'm in a rush. The flow is past nuts. It's bananas, baby. All I talk is real trash, so far from animated. Counting all this dirty money got me contemplating. I'm the ish, I'm still the topic of this conversation. They can't help but hate this where we out here dominating. Talking reckless only leads to technical violations. And I ain't got no time to play games with you. Picture me rolling and I ain't talking about a switching. I'm knee deep in this game to be frank with you. Sure they tell my oral out, you smell like stank, mister. Running through this check got me spinning like a twister. How you gonna shine with something wrong with your life picture? But I can show you how to stunt 103. I'm the guillotine and rap, y'all just some wannabes. Run with killer bees, just like a ODB. Running through these beats, so I gotta charge a fee. If it ain't about the bread, then please don't talk to me. I'm on the road to the riches, they got a part in me. You're a fool if you think I do it all for free. I'm Jackie Joyner until I trip or I blow a knee. I'm totally out of this ballpark. I am not a human being, I'm something like Braveheart. I spit like an AR, call it broad, and the year horizon is E. G to the rave, best believe that we out here mobbing. Swift up with goblins with my back against the wall. They say that they want that pencil, I'ma give it to them raw. I tell a chick, is she cutting the gnaw? And if not, you can give me back my cigar. Excuse my grandma, I'm just
Back at 7:35, Truth Talk Radio with Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach. And so we're going to continue with Miss Wilson. We brought B McFly back. So after Miss Wilson tells us about her book and her movie, I want to. So tell me about the book first, because the book came first.
Yes.
So tell me about the book.
Came first. Chicken or the egg? Which one came first? Okay, so the book, Magnify. So, our journey that everyone. Not known or right,
Okay.
not knowing your why. So magnify thought that you believe because these based on is based on but he was married, but they was together. You know, right? So, that's kind of like all, like I said, all the different. Like persona, like don't know. So, time. That's what we. I had got to a. So I took out of dating. The same thing, and that's why I said you already told the story, because it got to the point where I said, you know what, there's nothing. There's people out here are a whole bunch of broken souls, including.
That's true.
So until like I have to fix, because if I don't fix me, I'm no good.
Right.
And then he has to be. So, but he have to recognize everyone. You know, you can come and have your. After, like I literally just told somebody this the other. I was like, listen, it's to the go to the movie. Yeah, can we go get dinner? Can we? But I can do it by myself. myself. And it's not the whole I could do it by myself. No, I really can.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if the intent, the purpose is not for something, whatever that may look like, my time, and I really, and while I'm temporary, I'm missing out on something
About that.
So you can continue to entertain all the temporary all you want. And then you got to get to a point where, well, if that's all you want, then okay, and that's what you get. But if I know that's not going to satisfy me and I want more than that, you can keep. I don't really care. You can go to McDonald's. I really don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got some tails on the dating side, but girl, but it's just basically because everyone. And I had to recognize and then work on me. In order to work on me, I had to address everything. Everything. Turn around all of those the negative thoughts. So I'll never think that, like, okay, I got these two, like I was embarrassed, here it is, I'm in, now I'm a supervisor, I'm doing all these great, but this different than the first one, so I thought it was better, and crap turned out to be worse. It turned out to be worse, and it was like, and even though I got out real fast, but it just lingered, and it just stayed, and it just totally, I didn't even know my own reflection. I didn't even know who I was looking at any longer because I was completely lost. So, the magnified thoughts is like, how to work. Yeah, you out. And you turn. I had plenty of guys tell me I could do. And I was like, cool. It's like.
It's sort of like a badge of honor.
It was like a badge of honor.
I heard that
because it was
myself.
like, you can't run that on me.
Right.
Oh, send me a sexy pic. Oh, really? Okay, I'm going to find the word sexy and I'm going to send it to you.
How about that?
It's like that, Ma.
Right.
Somebody else. So, I mean, it had its moments, but at the end of the day, is that who I wanted to represent?
Right.
No. Right. That wasn't my authentic, true self. That really wasn't. I was being somebody that I really wasn't. It was fun for a minute. I ain't gonna lie. It was fun. It was entertaining, right? Because I went into it to be entertained.
Right.
And I'm like,
so is that what inspired you to write the book?
Well, the book actually is God, man. Not the book.
I know that.
And then when I finally got it together, it sat on my computer. I had surgery. I'm literally with one eye. So that's why I tell people. I had one eye. One eye. I had a patch. I had one eye. I couldn't open his eye if I tried. Looked like I was in the ring with Tommy Hearns or something.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And I was like, because it was already laid out, already everything. I did the final edit. And what I thought it was going to be, as I start putting it together with my one eye, with my laptop on my lap, it started, and it was like, that in, put this in it. And I wasn't really paying attention. I just said, okay, and I just put this. And once I laid it out, and then when I actually figured out the whole, oh my God, it made sense.
Wow.
And I'm like, but this is the book. My favorite. So, this book has a story all to itself. It has it had its own heartbeat.
Right.
The book wasn't even. My book literally was an idea. It was a picture of a cover on somebody else's book, and then I had a book signing with no book, and people bought the book that I didn't even have.
Look what he'll do, though.
Look what it'll do. Like, I ended up, my first sales were in Canada. Because I ended up in Toronto right after I had this surgery and I got myself together. I had chemotherapy. Right after chemo, I was driving up to riding and driving up to Toronto for to do an international engagement. I sold my book that I didn't even have.
Wow.
So I took pre-orders up in Canada. So off the gate, international seller based off of this book. When I finally released it on Amazon, Amazon was a #1 bestseller, and I'm looking at this book like, yo, I'm like right here, ET right here, Deepak Chopra's right here. I'm like, yo, wait, I mean, all the gurus.
Right.
My book was like, boom, boom, boom. I was like, yo, I screenshotted all that stuff. I was like, that's ET, that's my book.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
Right off the door. And people were like, how'd you do that? I'm like, I ain't do nothing. I just hit send, and it just and I'm like, okay, there's something special here. So I just have to go with this. It has its own heartbeat. And last year I didn't really do anything with it. 2017. So 2017, end of 2017, 2018, played around with it. Did the B Expo. Had it there. I was an author at the Expo. And then I was just every talk about my book, but then God was like, okay, you gotta really do it. So when I tell you faith walk 100%,
right.
I was like, go to Atlanta. Gave me a date. I ticket. I bought a ticket to Atlanta, November 10th. I just bought a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I got a ticket to go to Atlanta, November 10th.
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, I ended up being in Atlanta in October for a book event, for like a worldwide kind of author event here. So while I was there, I was scouting. So I wound up having an event in Atlanta with other authors. That was insane. So I toured all over the country, just based on wherever God sent me. And I just set it up. So, people think that, oh, well, you got to know. I don't know why I ended up in New Orleans. I ended up in
not
Detroit.
knowing nobody.
I know. All over the
That's amazing.
just based on just okay, where I'm supposed to go. All right, where the red pen going to be? So, and that's where I end up. And from that, it's opened up the doors to allow author at the conference at the National Black Caucus. It's just opened up so many doors, and that's what I'm trying to think. Word, that one word, yes.
Right.
Just say yes, because you already know your nose. Nose get you. You already comfortable when you open up to something that's different. Open up the door to additional. I had no idea, no clue that. So this is the kind of beginning. So now in the process, then here comes the life. I didn't.
So tell us about that really quick, so we
Yeah.
can take some calls. Some
Exactly.
people might
That's
have
why I was
questions.
trying to segue into that.
Right.
So then it segues into
right.
and the good life is a different version of my story. So this is basically while I was in this transformation, trying to really all this good thing, all this stuff, right? But when I was writing it to me, but I was really that I was intentional as I process the whole thing of trying to process and heal from past trauma. And that's the key. You have to heal from past trauma and abuse in order for you to identify or I'm not gonna use authentic everyone but it's really for you. Like put representative away, time to connect it, reunite it, and it feels so good. I'm dating myself.
Right.
But you have to basically, put the work in. You have to put the work in. And it's gonna hurt. You have to allow it to hurt.
Right.
It's gonna hurt so bad. And I tell people all the time, I said, I've experienced pain that I wouldn't wish on my life. I don't believe I have. But the thing is, I always use the analogy, when they get older, their knees, and the doctors tell them, okay, you gotta go get knee replaced. But what I gotta do, doc, because I wanna run, I wanna walk, I wanna dance again. I'll do anything to get this knee done.
Right.
Oh, I gotta get both done? Can I get them both done at the same okay, one at a time. Bet, let's do this. Am I gonna be able to do the stuff I was able to do before? You want it that bad that you intentionally go and prepare. You will go to the doctor. He tells you everything you do to prepare for this surgery. Know that you're going to be out for an extended period of time. You know you're going to be dependent on people for an extended period of time. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you want it that bad. So when it comes to your life, how bad do you? When it comes to your life, when it comes to yourself, how bad do you want it? So you can complain about everything. I was the complainer. I was the complainer. Life is this. No. It wasn't until I had it because I wanted it that bad. So if it hurt, and when I say it hurt,
that's one of the things I talk about with my clients when I'm doing my first session is that you have to take action. If you don't take action, your life is going to continue to stay the same. Without action. Complain, you talk about what you want to do, talk about what you've done, but without action, it will stay. So you got to tell us real quick about the movie. When is it going to come out?
Well, right now the movie is in the circuit. It's in the film festival circuit. Okay. So this was part of one of the community the choir who was part of the. So we already did it once, and like before, we got to do this again. So this is that's why it says part 2 because it's the second. We're doing it again because the response was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to see this." So it's not that. Okay. But because it's going through the like this point, it's already. So you know those little leaves are called laurels. Okay. So at this point, I have 9 laurels. Wow. So it's already one that's documentary. Already a film. It's like 9.
Wow, that's
from
so
Italy,
awesome.
From Italy, from LA to New York to. This is once again. This has a heartbeat, so I have to allow it.
So we have a call. Okay. Awesome. Oh, they hung up. So we have a call. And just to let everybody know, I have B back at the table. And the number to call is 484-477-6348. Hello.
Hi, hello. Hi, everyone.
How you doing?
We're great. How are you?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so interested and excited about the guest you had.
Do you have a question?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a question for one of the guests?
Hi. My name is Nicole. How's everyone doing?
Doing blessed.
All right.
Hey, Nicole.
Yes. Hi.
Thank you for calling in.
Awesome. Yes. The question I have for the guest, the gentleman.
Yes.
B. McFly.
B. McFly. Yes, B. McFly. The question I have for you is like, how did you overcome, your challenges?
Well, when I finally realized that I wanted to kill myself, or I was committing suicide by taking so many drugs, I didn't want to wake up in the morning. I found myself wanting to sleep. I found myself wanting to just stay far away from reality. But when I realized that, I was like, damn, it's a good chance that I might die from taking these pills. I might die from an overdose. I said, that's when I say, you know what? It's a passive-aggressive way of committing suicide. So I went to go get help. I realized that I want to live.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And my second question is for the young lady with the book. Where can I purchase your book?
Sure. You can purchase my book on BarnesandNobles.com and Amazon.
Amazon. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
Oh, thank you, you guys. Thank you for stepping my call. Have a great evening.
All right.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
So, bringing you back to the table, one of the things that I wanted to talk about real quick before we go is 7:52. But before we go, I want to talk about mental health in our community. Because one thing that me and B talked about several times, and one of the things that you spoke of was that when you decided to go to therapy, it's like that's not something we do. We don't go and ask for help. And for a black man as well, like it's really
even worse for a black man.
yes, to say I'm going to go and get help on any level. Let it be going to rehab or getting a therapist or talking to a therapist. But I wanna hear what both of you guys have to say as far as mental health in the community. Personally, I want to say this. I want to think that as a culture and a community, we're growing. There's some growth there, and it's not such a forbidden thing when I see be so transparent and talk about it on social media. And I've heard other black men talk about their what they've gone through mental illness, but because it's so forbidden in our society, we walk around all of these years with holding on to these things. So what I want to know, yes, broken. So I want to know, what do you see? Where do you see our community going as far as mental health and addressing mental health?
I personally, and it's kind of like, once you make that transition, and then now you were around before, energy you were around before, that's no longer your. So now, like attracts like, right? So now what I see, where before I never saw people talking about their stuff or addressing their stuff, but now I see it more prevalent. So now it has become, from what I can see, the norm. And by me seeing so many people, like we can only reach. Right. So now that I see that people are talking about it, then I know that you're going to reach your tribe, and so now that gives me hope that we're all sprinkling. Then if you, I'm not going to say one, could reach two or more. Well, no, the rest go, right?
Right.
Then you reach your two or more, then it starts to trickle and spread, and then it continues to grow. Even though, society is larger, but it's making an impact. That's just.
So, B, before you start, I also want you to talk about, as a black man, when you first decided to get help, or when you first decided to go on social media and talk about mental illness, what inspired you, and how did you feel about that? Like, why do you think that it was a need for you to do that?
Well, I mean, not only did I need help with my drug addiction, but I knew I needed help with my mental issues as well. And I knew that being in rehab wasn't just going to help me with my mental health. So I had to speak to a therapist. And it's a lot of things that being raised, most of us was raised off of survival and not love. And we were raised to be spoiled warriors, the men. You know what I'm saying? Because I realized that the only males that were around our mothers was us. So they spoiled us. They never wanted to let us go. And I was raised to be tough and spoiled. You better not cry. You better not cry like a little bee. Get up and fight back. So I said, damn, you know what? Being locked up before, being around men, I observed and I said, yo, we are afraid. We just afraid to just be vulnerable. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to take the hit for us. Somebody got to take the hit.
Yes.
So let me just be the first person to take the hit. I want everybody to laugh at me. I want everybody to talk about me. But I'd rather you laugh at me because I'm receiving help than to laugh at me because I need help. It's a big difference.
Yes.
And the game plan is, you know what I mean, don't be ashamed of your story, but be ashamed if there's no ending to your story.
Right.
And I knew from once my sons see me do this, they're going to open up. And once a bunch of other men, I got hit for it because men sitting back like, damn, you talking about me and I don't like it. They're not even looking at the fact that I'm talking about myself.
Right.
And me and you share the same pain.
Right.
So once the guys get out of that, oh, I'm a warrior, I'm never going to cry. I'm never going to hug my child. I'm not a communicator. And if I communicate this, it sounds corny to me. Right. But so what if it sounds corny to you? It's everything to the person that you're communicating to. And then even with the women, they got to understand that when a black man is communicating, don't talk about he sound like a bee and he crying and he whining.
He's communicating.
He's communicating. Ain't that what you want?
Right. So thank you guys. I really appreciate you taking out the time and coming and sharing this very first moment with me.
Wow.
I think
Yes.
that you guys I'm honored. Like I from the very beginning. It's just amazing how both of you guys just even ended up here. So I'm honored to have you guys here to share this. I think that perfect to set the tone for my platform, and I really want you guys to know that I appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
And we have to keep spreading the word that we can overcome, and we have to keep putting it out. Okay?
Yes.
Alrighty, guys. This is Philly Hot Radio, and we're gonna end Truth Talk Radio. This is Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach. You can tune in every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8